Typically, when you want to buy a new vehicle, you simply go to the dealership, pay MSRP or below with rebates and other bonuses, sign the papers, and you're off. Well, that's not the case with the Raptor for some reason. If you live here in California, or maybe other dealerships are also doing this around your area, they're asking for a ridiculous markup price. Now, the Raptor isn't a new truck, as this is the second generation, which got released back in the fall of 2016 for the 17-year-old models. And do keep in mind, during this time, this was when Ford released the Focus RS that finally hit today's market. And I remember my dealerships were asking roughly around $60,000 was the markup. Well, fast forward to today, 3 years later, that Ford Focus is now retailing for roughly around $20,000 to $30,000. So if that was you, I'm sorry for your loss, but that's what you get for supporting these greedy dealerships to do this BS markup. Because as of right now, if you live in the California area, these Ford Raptors are still having a stupid markup. Now, this video isn't going to be a rant video, as there is a happy ending. I didn't support the dealerships around my area that had this, so I bought a pre-owned Ford Raptor. This is a 2017 Ford F-150 Raptor, fully loaded with the 802A package, and I owned it for over 3 months now, and I gotta say, the wait was definitely worth the wait. I saved a ton of money for picking up a low mileage Raptor, fully loaded with all the accessories and stuff that I was originally going to put on it. So I literally saved $20,000 to $30,000. I'll talk about the whole number things in a separate video, but in today's video, I just wanted to go ahead and share with you guys the things that you gotta look out for when buying a new Raptor, and also share with you guys my experience and some things that I learned, like the common issues that these Raptors are known to have. So if you're buying a new or used F-150 Raptor, these are the things that you should be looking out for before you buy the pickup truck, and be aware on some common issues that these trucks are having. So the first thing is a question that a lot of people ask because they're not aware. This engine is actually tuned to be able to take both regular or premium gas. That's right, you can fuel this thing up with either with 87 or 91 octane. This is not only listed in the manual, but Ford, as well as other turbocharged engines, vehicles like the Ford Focus ST as well as the Fiesta ST. Ford engineers allow these vehicles to take both fuel types. And if you don't believe me, there's a gentleman out here on YouTube who created and documented an excellent comparison of what would happen if he ran regular and premium. And the results? Slightly better horsepower. And that's about it. If you want to check out that video, which I highly recommend doing so if you don't believe me, I will have it linked in the video description down below. But for me personally, I love my pickup. I don't want anything to go wrong with it, so I'm making sure this thing is running at 110% all the time, so I'm fueling up with premium as much as I can. Now, depending on the year of Raptor you're looking at, if you're looking at a 17 or an early 18 model Raptor, the oil pan might be made out of plastic. A common issue that these plastic oil pans have is that they are commonly known to leak. So inspect this area before you buy it. Ford was aware of this issue because that's why in the mid 2018 Raptors and newer, they ditched the plastic oil pan. Now they're using the regular aluminum one. Sadly, there's no recall for this issue yet. I don't know if they will ever, but if you have the plastic one, they're commonly known to leak. So inspect this area before you buy yours. And then another change, only for the 17 Raptors. The 17 Raptors are the only ones that actually have the multicolor selection on the ambient lighting inside the interior. Yes, that's right. Ford did a douchebag move and they removed the RGB lights. So if you're looking at an 18 or even 19, you don't have this feature where you're able to change the lights whatever color you like. You're only stuck with the blue one. And no, you can't hack it, sadly. Nothing I've seen yet from talking with people on the forums. Then both the 18 and the 17 models have a CD drive. While on the 19s, you don't have a CD driver, but however, you do have Wi-Fi hotspot. Yeah, the 17 and the 18s don't have a Wi-Fi hotspot option, but the 19s do. So I guess you newer Raptors have a fair trade-off. Because I, as hell, am probably never going to use a CD driver. Now, exterior, it's only the 19s that got these cool orange shocks. These are still the same 3-inch diameter Fox Racing shocks, but these are the live action ones. They're live shocks, I should say. What this means, basically, they're adaptive. If the road's really loose, the suspension will automatically stiff. If the road is really stiff, well, the suspension will automatically loosen up. It's basically just designed to adapt to the road conditions. But it's definitely something to keep in mind. Another thing new to the 19 Raptors is on the bottom of the steering wheel, it says Raptor. And you also have a Ricardo seat option to choose from. It's both heated and cool, just like all the other Raptor seats were. Just these Ricardos, they look like they have more higher shoulder support. The graphics are also slightly different on the decals, but nothing too dramatic, just more detailed, I guess. And another thing that sets the 19 apart from the 18s and 17, there actually is a trail control button for going off-roading, kind of like cruise control, but for off-road, which personally I could live perfectly fine without. The 19s also got a new engine cover compared to the 18s and the 17, but when it comes to performance numbers, nothing else has changed. It still uses the same full synthetic 5W30 oil to change your oil. And a catch can is a must for twin turbo vehicles. If you want to get the most longevity you could get off your Raptor, I would highly recommend installing a catch can. If you don't know what this is, go ahead and Google it. Trust me, you'll thank me later. Now, another thing to note, inside the truck, the tow button on the 17 and the 18 is going to be located here. On the newer 19s, it's going to be inside where your mode selectors are on the steering wheel. That's where you'll find your tow option. The sound system was also changed on the 18s and the newer model Raptors, as the 17s are the only ones that actually have the Sony premium surround sound. The 18s and newer has a Benning Olufsen surround sound system. But based from the research I done on the forums and also Raptors that I test drove, there really isn't much of a noticeable difference. They both share the same pros and cons, and a lot of people just go in installing aftermarkets. Anyways, if you were to ask me, I like the sound system. It's doable. I like it. No complaints from the Sonys. Now, the panoramic sunroof that these Raptors have are known to fail. This is a major issue to know about before you're buying one that's equipped with this. This moonroof is known to commonly fail because it uses like cheap plastic clips internally that are known to fail. And when they fail, when you have it open, you can't close it. This issue is well known across the forums of Fords because this also occurs on the F-150s. You can retract the cover like so. It's perfectly fine to leave it open, let it slide all the way. There's no issues there. Only when you open up the sunroof completely. This also includes if you allow it to pop up just a little. Don't move it at all if you want to be safe. From people that I spoke to on the forums, it usually takes a few weeks to get this repaired by the dealership. I'm just not going to touch it because I don't want to risk repairing this in the future. But this is one known issue that's known to fail commonly on these pickups. And a quick recommendation, if you can, I will highly recommend buying the 360 camera. You don't know how hard it is parking this thing without this. It makes parallel parking really easy, or even just parking in general. So my tip for any new or used buyer who's buying the Raptor is really wide. You're going to thank me. It's definitely worth paying a couple grand more for this option. Now back in the engine compartment, there is one crucial common issue found on some Raptors as well as some F-150s that share the same 3.5 six-cylinder engine. During the first 10 to 20,000 miles, they are known to have cam issues. So if you're out test driving, I highly recommend leaving the truck on idle for a little bit, listen to the engine, see if you don't hear any like diesel sound effects or if the engine is shaking violently. Just look for something out of the ordinary. But based from feedback and people reporting on forums, this usually once again occurs around the 10 to 20,000 miles. So I'll recommend warranty is a must. Then the other thing I'll recommend, if you're buying used, try to buy the beadlock wheel. You'll thank me for later. Not only is the beadlock actually functional, well, out of the factory it's not really a beadlock wheel. You have to buy a ring, which is really affordable. But in my opinion, this wheel is not only functional once you buy the ring, but also looks better than the standard Raptor wheel that they come with by default. And then another option is the carbon fiber package. This is like a bonus. If you're buying used, it doesn't matter if it comes equipped with it or not. It's just like an added bonus. Of course, it's not going to do anything. The truck already weighs a lot. These small carbon fiber trim packages, it's only the shift knob and the door. And it's just a small piece. You'll just be saving like 1 or 2 grams really. But there you guys have it. That is everything to be looking out for when deciding to buy either a new or a used second generation Raptor. These were all the common things to be looking out for and some of my thoughts and opinion about some of these accessories. But that's where I'm going to go ahead and end this video. do hit that subscribe button. I'm sick and tired of my videos grabbing a couple of thousand views, but I don't even have 1,000 subscribers on this channel. So if you could fix that, I'll greatly appreciate it. And yes, expect a ton of more Raptor content coming up. The next video I plan on rolling out is the numbers of how much I got my Raptor for. So if you're interested, make sure to hit that subscribe button and don't forget to like. But once again, thank you so much for watching. Take care and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.